Just when everybody thought the reigns of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors were finally put to bed, this team has now once again come alive and are showing that they truly have what it takes to contend for a championship, and they don't even have Klay Thompson back yet in their lineup. Exceeding almost everyone's expectations from before the season started, this team now holds on to the best record in the entire NBA, and the future of this franchise is something that has the entirety of the NBA world absolutely terrified. If the Warriors do remain healthy, we could be on the glimpse of watching yet another Warriors dynasty that wreaks havoc on the rest of the NBA for many years to come, and I'm afraid to add that this team could be just as good as the Warriors dynasty that came before it. The Golden State Warriors possess the talent to win immediately with the roster that they currently have, but the thing that most people are beginning to talk about is the young core of future stars they are growing for when the veterans on this team, like Curry, Klay, and Draymond, decide it's time to hang things up. In this video, I will be going over an in-depth analysis of all the key core players on this team and cover exactly why you need to begin to worry about this Warriors franchise once again. Just before I do that, I just wanted to mention that only around 9% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could consider subscribing to my channel to ensure that you don't miss any of the NBA content like this that I will be putting out multiple times a week. Now, you can't begin to talk about the Golden State Warriors without mentioning the two-time MVP, three-time NBA champion, the greatest shooter without a question of all time, and arguably one of the best point guards of all time, and that is the Warriors legend, Steph Curry. I think most people who watch the NBA know what Steph has been able to do these past couple of years, so I won't dive too deep into his past, but Steph is once again playing back to his MVP days. His numbers aren't the best he's been able to put up through his career, but they certainly are up there. As he is in the conversation to win the NBA's MVP award, Steph Curry is playing to the standard to be able to lead the Warriors to an NBA title, and this team most definitely has the pieces around him to support that mission. The one and only thing that I need to add about Steph Curry that will make you think twice about just how good this team can really be is statistically, if you take out the 2019-2020 NBA season where Curry got hurt and he only managed to play 5 games that season, he is currently shooting a career worst from both the field and the three-point line, and yet he has still been able to average close to 30 points per game. Just wait till this team begins to get healthy and Curry is able to shoot at percentages that he's used to, and we can almost guarantee that he will find something close to that as the season goes on, considering his past resume. Moving on from Steph, we have the piece to the puzzle the Golden State Warriors have been missing for over 2 years. The second of the infamous Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson, looks to make his NBA return any day now, and he has the rest of the teams in the league on the edges of their seats since the Golden State Warriors have been able to hold the NBA's best record without Klay in the lineup. Klay Thompson within the next month will be suiting up for a team that ranks 3rd in points per game, 3rd in field goal percentage, 2nd in three-pointers attempted, 3rd in three-point percentage, somehow 3rd in rebounding, 1st in assists, 2nd in steals, and I'm not even done yet as they also dominate the advanced statistics as well, as the team ranks 2nd in effective field goal percentage, 2nd in true shooting percentage, 3rd in offensive efficiency, and 1st in the league in defensive efficiency. I think you get the point that I'm trying to make. This Golden State Warriors team is having an unbelievable start to the season, and they have yet to have one of their best players suit up for them. And just to give you a little bit of a recap to help you grasp just how big this addition is going to be, Klay Thompson is a 3-time NBA champion, a 5-time All-Star, has made the All-NBA third team twice, made the All-Defensive second team in 2019, won the three-point contest, and he also casually holds the record for the most points scored in a quarter with 37 and the most threes hit in a single NBA game with 14. Moral of the story of Klay Thompson, he is a really good basketball basketball player, and on top of all of this crowded resume, he is battling the adversity of missing 2 straight seasons due to injury, and has stated multiple times during interviews just how motivated he is to win another ring with the Golden State Warriors. On both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball, Klay is going to bring the utmost impact for this team, and the best part of him returning to such a stacked roster is that the coaching staff will be able to very smoothly ease Klay back into action until he is ready for a starting role again. The next 2 guys that have played a massive role in the early success of the Warriors this season are Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, and this is the part of the video where we are now beginning to talk about the young core of players that are going to be the focal point of this team in the future. Obviously, Andrew Wiggins is a little bit older than the rest of the guys that I plan on talking about in terms of this core, yet he is still just shockingly 26 years old and has been playing the best basketball of his career. If you look at his statistics, you may be a little bit confused at that take that I just put out there, but I 100% stand by it. His overall numbers have not been the best on this team in terms of his points, assists, and rebounds per game, but that is something that naturally occurs when you're on a good team in the NBA with many options. Andrew Wiggins has been playing the most efficient basketball of his career, and frankly, I don't think it's even close. Since joining the Warriors, both Wiggins' field goal percentage and 3-point percentage has climbed dramatically and has really shown the impact that the Warriors system has had on him in general, which has improved the way he plays. Wiggins is playing like almost everyone wants him to be, and that's when he looks more calm out there on the court and lets the game come to him, where he now shoots almost 49% from the field and 38% from 3 compared to just 3 years ago, to where he struggled to shoot 45% and 33% respectively. With this Warriors team and the way they play basketball, Wiggins has been the most comfortable on the court, and it is definitely translating directly to his game. Jordan Poole is a guy where the Warriors had found a diamond in the rough, as he was selected with the 28th pick in the 2019 NBA draft. As he is still just 22 years old, Poole has gained a lot of attention this year, as he was jokingly given the nickname of the third Splash Brother by many, and is now a strong candidate to win the Most Improved Player award for this season. Poole has rightfully taken the NBA by storm and will most definitely be a large part of what this franchise does in the post-Stephen Curry era, as he's already moving in the right direction to one day be a star in this league. I'm not the biggest fan of comparing younger players to people who have already done great things in the NBA, but just to give a little bit of background as to where Poole has already advanced his career at such a young age, is if you take a look at how his numbers match up against a player who was drafted by the same team and play very similar positions. His numbers so far match up very nicely compared to those of Klay Thompson when he was 22 in the NBA on the Golden State Warriors. Now obviously take that with a grain of salt, as Poole still has a ton of work that he would need to do to accomplish anything along the lines of what Klay has done in the NBA, but now let's talk about the rest of this young core on this Golden State roster. Quickly, I just wanted to touch upon Draymond Green before I continue with the young core. Draymond doesn't put up the craziest stats on this team by any means, but he will always be an incredibly strong contributor on the defensive side of the ball. His presence is relied upon daily for the Warriors and has been able to lock things down reliably throughout his career, and I felt the need to add that contribution of his to this video as well. Now on to the upcoming studs in James Wiseman, Jonathan Kaminga, and Moses Moody, as they are the 3 guys that join Poole as the young guns on this roster. Wiseman is just 20 years old, and Kaminga and Moody are both 19-year-old rookies, but all 3 of these guys have Warriors fans licking their lips when they see the potential that they will one day display on the court. Starting with James Wiseman, another large part of this Warriors team that has yet to see any minutes this season due to injury, is reportedly going to be ready for a return in the near future. Wiseman was the 2nd overall pick in last year's draft, and the time that he was playing, he definitely showed the world exactly what his potential holds, especially how he fits in with this incredibly talented team. Being a mobile center that has the ability to shoot the ball, and obviously this area of his game needs to improve, but that will hopefully come with time in the NBA, but the mechanics have definitely been there for Wiseman's shot during his career, and he is a mold of a player that is exactly what the Warriors need to complete this roster. As he is nearing his return, last season he showed many glimpses if you look at his stats, as he shot over 50% from the field. This is a guy that is going to excel in the type of offense the Warriors play in. As every NBA fan should know by now, the Warriors spread the court along the three-point line, which would leave space for Wiseman to get the ball in the post with amples of room to do his thing. He did only manage to play just over half the season last year, so staying healthy to get strong reps in the NBA with guys like Curry, Klay, Poole, and Wiggins are going to do wonders for his development so he can be the franchise's much needed starting center. Jonathan Kaminga and Moses Moody are two guys that will most likely not have much playing time, if not any, this season, but the hype surrounding these two players is something that NBA fans need to start to pay attention to immediately, because they do have the potential to dominate the NBA one day, and hopefully for Warriors fans that is on the court together. Kaminga and Moody were both very highly coveted prospects that entered the draft this year, and the Warriors were lucky enough to get both of them. Beginning with Kaminga, as he was taken with the 7th overall pick in the draft, he took the G League route that is becoming more popular by the day and has now seen G League competition for his second consecutive season. During his time there this season, he has been able to dominate all of those who have stood in front of him with just two glaring issues in his game, and that has been his efficiency scoring the ball and his playmaking ability, as he has been prone to many turnovers to start this season, which are two things that can be tweaked the more experience he gains. Kaminga no question possesses the confidence on the court, as he clearly looks and plays as if he is a lottery pick, with a very nice tight and clean handle, with the athleticism to jump with a lot of players in the NBA, and his shot could be fixed with a little tweak here and there. He's listed as a 6'8" forward with a 6'11" wingspan, which has allowed him to average a whopping 2 steals per game in the G League, and scouts also clocked him in with a 38-inch vertical. The potential in this kid is going to be nuts, as he has the natural instincts, the height, the wingspan, and he definitely has the athleticism as well. Match that with the Warriors development team and mentors like Curry and Klay, who have been through the exact process with the Warriors and are proven NBA All-Stars to say the least. People should definitely be frightened of what this kid can become. Lastly, Moses Moody is the last piece to the Golden State Warriors puzzle, who was selected 14th overall in this year's draft. Like Kaminga, I highly doubt he's going to get any big minutes this year, as he will most likely ride the bench and collect his minutes in the G League for his development. But Moody is another guy that has extreme potential with his build as an NBA player. Moody is 6'6" in shoes, and he possesses a 7'1" wingspan, which is the reason he was marked as one of the best 3-and-D players in this year's draft class. Both Moody and Kaminga have been killing it this year in the G League, where they have both combined for monstrous games thus far. Adding 2 lottery picks to this already stacked roster is just going to extend the timeline the Warriors will have as one of the prime contenders in this league, because as of right now, the moment that these young guys are going to need to start proving themselves is when Klay and Curry are going to be heading in the direction of their way out of the NBA due to their age. It's absolutely ridiculous how the Warriors have been able to construct this type of roster so quickly after they contended just a few years ago. Injuries definitely did help them, as they were able to secure top draft picks in the last 2 drafts, with Curry and Klay out for a lot of those games, but the Warriors definitely capitalized on those unfortunate circumstances, and now with their lineup very close to being 100% again, this team is looking as it could be the team to beat in this year's NBA playoffs. With all of that being said, that is going to wrap things up for today's video. Let me know what you guys think of this Warriors team down below, and just how good you think they can be for many years to come in the NBA. Make sure you all leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to ensure that you don't miss another NBA video that I will be posting multiple times per week. Thank you all for supporting me. I hope you all have a great night.